Welcome back for another fun-filled, action-packed, all kinds of crazy Stardew Valley video. This one we're going to focus on just kind of 10 basic tips that I think everybody needs to know when they're starting out playing Stardew Valley. A lot of this stuff I wish I would have known when I started, so let's get started. Okay. When you first start out, you're not going to have a lot of money. You're going to be a noob. You're not going to know what to do. And here's my first recommendation. Focus more on fishing and mining than planting stuff. Yeah, you do need to plant things, but you also need money to plant things. And let me tell you, planting a bunch of cauliflower isn't going to get you to where you need to be as you kind of get halfway through the month. It's really important that on your 5th day, you go start exploring the mines and you're prepared for that. You need to bring a lot of food with you. You need to just kind of grind it out. If you go back and you watch my videos that I've made of the first, 8 days, you'll notice it's a lot of mining and it's a lot of fishing. You need mining, you need fishing, you need all these things to be able to complete quests later on in the game. So mine a bunch of stuff and fish a lot. You need copper, you need coal, you need, one of each fish in each month to really complete a few things. So focus on that, grow a little bit of crops here and there. You'll be perfectly fine. You'll be flush with cash. So as you progress through the game, eventually Clint's going to come to you, 6 o'clock in the morning, going to come knocking on your door, letting you know, I got plans for a furnace. Furnaces are important. It's how you smelt minerals like copper to be able to upgrade your tools. So what I usually like to do is once I have enough items for a furnace, which you can see in your crafting menu, what you're going to need, I'm going to build a couple of them to start out with, and I'm going to put them right next to my bed. It's really easy to pop some coal and some copper in your furnaces and either sit there and burn down the rest of your day or put a couple in, go to bed, wake up the next day, they're going to be ready. You have to smelt down minerals to be able to upgrade all of your different tools. I highly recommend that you start with the pickaxe. The more you upgrade your tools and the more you upgrade your mining and your proficiencies and all these other skills, the easier they're gonna be to use, the less energy they're going to take. So what you do is you take them all the way to the other side of the map, the east side of the map, and you're going to go to Clint. Clint is the resident blacksmith. He will upgrade your tools for you for a cost. Obviously, this takes 2,000 gold, and you're going to need 5 of those copper bars. Well, luckily, at some point, you're going to have 2,000 gold in the first 8 days, and you're going to also have copper bar from smelting because you've been mining and fishing and grinding for, the first couple weeks. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. If you're going to be growing plants, make sure that you are researching what plants you're going to need or that are going to be beneficial for you. If you go into Pierre's shop, especially when you're in the spring and you're just starting out, you want to make sure that you're focusing on cauliflower and potato seeds. Don't mind me, I can't pronounce the word cauliflower for some reason. But you're also going to need specific quest items too for the community center, which we're going to also go over in this video. Planting crops is part of the game. It's a lot of fun. And it's cool to see what you can do. The more that you hoe things in the ground and the more that you make space for your plants, the more that your crops are going to grow and the more cool stuff that you're going to be able to get. And you can obviously sell them for money. You can give them to people as gifts. You can use them in your crafting recipes. A lot of this game is, of course, centered around farming. I feel that it's easier if you use a small area first and get used to growing, get used to hoeing, get used to watering. Eventually, you're going to be able to unlock sprinklers, which we are going to go over in the next installment of my how-to video series that I've been doing. But really, if you want to be efficient in your first year as well as have fun, here is a list of crops that you need to at least have one of to complete the community center bundle within your first year. Parsnip, green bean, cauliflower, potato. You only need one of each, but I highly recommend that you grow a ton of cauliflower if you can. It's just better. The community center is probably the biggest quest in the game that you can do. I won't spoil too much for you. It's a whole series in and of itself. Just, go into town for the first time around day 5, sometime after 8:30, and it's going to pop a cutscene. Essentially, inside the community center, you're going to be working and collecting items and fishing and growing crops and doing all these things to satisfy what are called bundles. Those bundles, as you move through them, will allow you to help rebuild the community center. And the way that that gets done is these little monsters right here, the Junimos. The Junimos are an alien race. They help rebuild the community center. They help do a lot of things around the game. You'll learn to find out. When you first get the cutscene for the community center, go to the bottom left corner, read this plaque that is completely in a language that you don't know. The following day, you're going to get a letter in the mail from the wizard who lives in the southwest part of the valley, or I guess like the direct west part of the valley. And he is going to do some things to make it so you can read those plaques. As you go through the game, each section of the game, each month, each season, each little area that you unlock provides you with items that you're going to need to complete these bundles. And it will take you at least halfway through your second year, if not into your third year. But if you need help, StardewValleyWiki.com is the best resource for that guide. All right, another huge important event in spring is the Egg Festival. It happens on the 13th. It's basically the citizens of Stardew Valley's quote-unquote Easter celebration. It happens on the 13th of every spring. You go into town at some point after about 9 a.m., and it'll actually let you enter. As you can see right now, you can't actually go into anywhere near the town until this is ready to go. All right, we got our notification that it's ready, so let's head back over to town and go to the Egg Festival. And the reason the Egg Festival is important is strawberries. So the whole town is here. This is probably one of the first in-game events that you're going to experience unless you skipped it. This is a chance for you to talk to everybody in town, get some unique dialogues, and just kind of raise your friendship points, except for with George, who's kind of a grump. But the most important part is right here. Strawberry seeds. Strawberry seeds are hands down one of the most valuable crops in the game. And if you go back through and watch my series, my 1 through 8 day videos, they're kind of all leading up to this moment. You want to be stacking as much cash as you possibly can to purchase as many strawberries as you can, because you're going to turn around and you're going to sell them for a boatload. There's also the annual egg hunt, which is pretty cool and cute. And you want to try to win, but really strawberries are the main focus. Another part of your early stages in this game is talking to everybody. Some of them are going to have unique dialogue choices. Some of them are just going to talk to you and chat, but it's really good for your friendships. I don't recommend relationships or worrying too much about friendships until probably your second year. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of remembering things. That's just my recommendation, though. You go ahead and play this game however you want. I don't care. I'm not the Stardew Valley police. I'm not going to come to your house, and I'm not going to sit there and tell you. That jerk cut me off. The morning of the 5th, Marnie's going to ask you if you want to adopt a cat or a dog. Depends on what you picked in the early stages when you were making your character. If you get a pet, it's really beneficial for you at the end of year 2. Just make sure that you pet it every day by clicking on it and water it in the watering hole in the top left corner. Pet love. Yay. Also, every day you want to make sure you check the weather so you know if it's going to be raining the next day and maybe you don't have to water. It's also very, very, very important that you are checking your fortune teller. The fortune teller will tell you what kind of luck you're going to have. It may affect how well you do fishing. It may affect how well or how easily you find ladders in the mine. Foraging is a huge part of this game. Not only is it an easy and free way for you to get food that you're going to need to replenish your energy while you're fishing or mining, you also need to make sure that you are foraging for items that you're going to need for the community center bundles like we've talked about. One of the best spots to forage is actually just south of your farm. There's wild horseradish. There's always giant crops of spring onions. You want to make sure you try to check that every day, or at least every other day when you're first starting out. Look at that. Look at all that free stuff you found on the ground. It's also really important that you're picking stuff off the ground and you're holding on to it, because you're going to need one of each of those forageable materials for the community center bundles, as well as some of the things that you'll find on the beach, like these cockles. The black things, not the clay. There's shells, there's nautilus stuff that pops up. It's pretty important to forage as much as you can. Choppin Trees. It is the most boring, energy consuming thing that you're going to do in this game, and you need wood for everything. You need to have wood if you're going to build yourself storage containers, which you're going to end up needing a lot of. It becomes very necessary in every crafting recipe. And of course, the more proficient you are with that skill, as well as upgrading your axe, like we talked about earlier in the video at Clint's house, the better. But you always want to try to have at least 200 to 300 wood on hand as much as you possibly can, or at least working towards that, because there are just so many things that you're going to need to do. Obviously, it's important to clear out all the other things around your farm, like the stones or the weeds or the grass or whatever, just because you need to make space for yourself, but you don't need to worry about collecting it. You're going to get so much stone in the mines, weeds, and all of that type of stuff that the fibrous materials that you're going to need are literally everywhere around the map. But the best place that you can actually find wood is on your own farm. And trees do grow back, except for in winter. They do grow back. Early in the game, you need 200 wood to repair that bridge with the question mark on it too, for more foraging spots. It's important. And the final tip, something that it took me a long time to figure out. The years repeat, guys. The only year that really matters is the last day of your second year. Something magical happens, and as long as you've been feeding all your animals and stuff, and taking good care of the farm, you're going to get a special prize. You're going to get something special. The years repeat. You have time. You have plenty of time to do all the things you want in this game. Don't rush it. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button below so that way we can make some more videos. Anyway, have a good day. See you for the next one.